I want you to come down onto your back, please. Knees are bent, feet are on the floor. And I want you to start by taking your feet right out wide as you can, and dropping both knees over to one side. So your back knee falls in behind your front foot, right up and over. However, it's from the hip. You're trying not to let everything else follow. So for me, my knees have gone over to the right. So I want to try to keep the left side of my rib cage and my left shoulder as heavy as I can so it doesn't follow. Then up and over to the other side. I want you to sort of visualize how you're getting the thigh bones to rotate within the socket of the hip. Let's do that one again. Up and over. Drop those knees right up and over, trying to get that lovely rotation in the hip. And again, up and over. Let's just do a couple more to each side. Take it slower if you choose to. If you'd rather hold the pose for a little longer, that's an option. But again, trying just to work from the hips, okay? Keeping everything else quiet as you can. It always really helps with these ones, with these sort of stretchy mobility classes, just to every now and then check in with your breath. Can you breathe a little more slowly, a little more deeply? Now bring your knees back to the center. You've still got your feet wide and let both knees fall in towards each other. This can be a little unpleasant. Certainly, our knees can be a bit grumpy. So again, adapt if you want to bring your feet a little closer. And then open your knees back out so that they're back in line with your feet. And then we're going to do that one again. So internal rotation of the hips, getting a stretch to the outer hips, but it can be a little bit uncomfortable. So always feel free to adapt so that you feel safe with it. Let's take those knees out away. And we're going to just do that one more time. And again, let your knees fall in. Watch here, when your knees fall in, listen to everything else. Watch your lower back hasn't gone into a big old arch. Let your ribs sink down to the floor. Okay, take your knees out away from each other. And now let's do exactly the opposite. So now put the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall away. And bring your knees just slightly up, not too far. And then again, let them fall out and away. And again, small lift here, so you're not going too far. And again, out and away. Trying to keep the soles of your feet together and all 10 toes. So big toes, little toes, try not to let the feet separate. And bring your knees back to the center. Now let's keep both knees together. Let's open both arms out wide and now drop both knees up and right over and away. Bring your knees to your center and away to the opposite side. Let's do that one again. Knees back up to the center and up and over. So we're getting some twist through the spine as well here, of course, but everything is interconnected as well, we know. Back to the center and over to the other side. Okay, come back to the center. What I'd like you to do here is lift your right leg, turn your knee away, and take your foot across your left knee, and just rock across your left foot, big toe to little toe. So you're not going very far, and you're keeping it very much pelvis focused, not spine. So no matter where your knees are traveling to, your ribs are staying glued to the floor, just rocking across big toe to little toe. Well done. Let's do a couple more of these. And the next time you come towards your little toe, you're going to keep going and bring your upper foot with you all the way up and over. But as your knee comes over, try to keep your upper knee turned away from you. Don't let it fall inwards. You're trying to let your upper knee push right out. Now come back to the center and lift your left foot just an inch or two off the floor and actively push into your right foot. Bring your left foot back to the floor and open over onto your little toe, bringing your right foot with it, keeping your right knee turned out. Come back to the center. Lift your left foot, push into your right foot, get that opening up through the hip. Lower back down and again out to the side. Let's do that one more time. Come back to the center. Lift your left foot again, pushing your left knee against your right foot. Bring your foot back down and again over and away. And come back to the center. Bring your right knee into your chest. Just make a little sling behind your knee with both hands and just take your knee out for a walk into a circle. I'd say hold behind your knee rather than on top of your knee, just to be kinder to the joint so that you're not pushing your knee into an overly flexed, overly bent position. Let's go the other way. And by using your hands to guide you, probably make that circle a little bit larger while staying fully supported. Okay, come back to your center, pop your foot to the floor. And before we go on to side two, let's just do a few pelvic tilts here, just to make sure that our lower back is happy. We haven't allowed any tension to sneak in there. All right, and relax. So let's go on to side two. Lift your left leg, turn your knee away, rest your foot across your opposite knee, thigh, and just rock from big toe to little toe. So it's just gently moving through that right hip, but you're trying to keep your left knee turned out all the way through. And remember, it's not from the knee, it's from the hip. So you're trying to turn your left thigh bone away from you. And the next time you come to your little toe, keep going all the way up and over. And as your right knee comes to the floor, you're trying to turn your left knee from the hip away from you. Imagine trying to turn your thigh bone outwards. Now come back to the center and lift your right foot just 2 or 3 inches off the floor. Push your knee into your left foot. Lower back down. Open your right knee again, up and over. Come back to the center. And again, lift your foot off the floor. Push against your left foot. Back down and open out to the side. Come back to the center. Let's do that one more time. Lift, push into that foot. And lower. And each time you lift, hopefully, and then let's just take it out to the side again. Each time you find it, maybe travel just a little bit further each time, maybe a little more freely. All right, come back to your center. Relax, bring your knee towards you, little cradle behind the knee, and just take that knee into a circle. And around the other way. Come back to the center, bring both knees into your chest. Hold both knees towards you with your hands on top of your knees. Circle your knees away from each other. Take your knees as far apart as you can. Pull them back in and give them a little squeeze. Pull your knees right out away from each other. Circle them around to the center, little squeeze. One more time like so. Let's reverse it. Take your knees as far apart as you can. Pull them right up in towards you. And again around. And come back to your center. Bring your feet to the floor. And relax.